Good evening, graduates. Gosh, there's a bunch of you. Regents, faculty members, family, friends, and especially you grandparents. If you're a grandparent, hold your hand up real high. Hey, look at that. Because you know what? If you hadn't been here, they wouldn't have been there. Graduates, we're here this evening to celebrate your wonderful accomplishment. And it is a wonderful accomplishment. I actually sat out there years ago. The family and friends are here to support you, and I know they're proud of you as I am, because I know what you went through to be where you're sitting right now. I know you're anxious to walk across the stage. You want to get your diploma, your certificates, and then you want to go party. And we're going to talk about the party in a little bit. I'm not as old as I look. Be patient. Let me take my time, because we old folks have to use the bathroom facilities quite often, so I probably won't be up here very long. Rather than give you all the boring speech that you will have forgotten by the time you get to your car, I want us to have a happy time, a fun celebration, and I want us to laugh. This is not a sad event. This is a real fun time. And you're going to remember this for the rest of your life. Now, will you all join in and we're going to have a good time? Are y'all with me? Well, I'm going to share some things with you tonight about Delmore that I doubt very few of you, if any of you know. I'm going to tell a couple of corny jokes. I'm going to take a few sly jokes just to keep you awake. And now, so you know, there's a rumor that if I talk too long, some guy's going to show up with a rope, laugh at me, and drag me off the stage. If that happens, somebody get on their cell phone, call 911, and report senior citizen abuse. Everybody get comfortable. Ladies, if you have on high heels and your feet hurt, you can do what my late wife often did. She daintily slipped them off. And then I can tell you when it's time to put them back on when you're going to walk across the stage. I want to know you guys a little bit better. So if you are active military or veteran, would you please stand up and be recognized? Look at that. I'm really glad you're applauding these kids like that. Oh, by the way, I use the word kids a lot. If you're under 65, you're a kid, okay? That's rule number one. Rule number two is, I do not believe in, what do you call it? Coincidences. There's a plan, and we'll talk about that. You guys and girls just stood up because of you and your military cohorts and buddies. If it wasn't for y'all, we might not even be here tonight. Did you ever think about that? These are the people that protect this country. I'd like you grads that are single parents, or parents actually, especially single parents, and those of you who have worked hard to full-time while you've gone to school, I want you guys to stand up. Okay, you all sit down. That guy with the rope's got to come and help us sit down. I tell you what, your dedication and commitment to continue your education and improve yourself is really inspiring. It really is. Now, I've got one last request for you. If you're 30 years old or older and you're sitting out there, would you please stand up? Boy, that says a lot about your character. You never quit. You never gave up. Now I'm going to share some things with you about Delmore. that you should know, and I think you'll be real proud of it. I'm going to give you a little bit of the time from the soak in. A few years ago, and to an old person a few years ago is 5, 10, 15 years ago, Del Mar was ranked in the top 50% of colleges in this nation. That's not bad, top 50%. Today, Del Mar is ranked in the top 8% of two-year colleges and the top 10% of all colleges in the United States of America. You're graduating from a great, great school. How many of you knew that? Why has Del Mar excelled? Why does it cause it to rise up into the top 10%? Well, it's a combination of things. First, you have an excellent group of regents, and they provide guidance for Del Mar now and for the future. Now, you met each one of them individually a minute ago, so I won't make them stand up because they're probably getting old in time. The next group of people that I'm going to mention that help Del Mar get here, I doubt any of you know. And they're the folks behind the scenes. They keep Del Mar running smoothly. They're referred to as staff. I don't know all of them, but I know if Jeff is behind me, and I think Michael and Jesse ought to be, and if any of the other cool parts that are with the staff around here, would y'all stand? Now, the next group that has led Del Mar to such heights are these professors over here to my left. They're the ones that are the machine that has made Del Mar a great school. I tease the male professors about wearing a dress, or a gown, I should say. But you can't imagine the number of hard years of study, sacrifice, hard work for these individuals who have earned the right and the privilege to wear their regalia, as they call it. Would you guys please stand up? Staff, professors, hello. Okay, you can sit down. I understand that there's two of you professors that have been around Del Mar for over 40 years. Professor Bill Litton and Professor Ray Sines, over 40 years. Would you two please stand? I don't know where you are. Did you both leave? Ah, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, I've known one of these professors for a long time. Dr. Escamilla mentioned that I coached Little League baseball and youth football for over 30 years. That's some of the greatest memories I ever had. I really wanted to be a coach. My mother and daddy wanted me to be a dentist. Back in those days, you did what mom and daddy said. But I love both professions. Anyway, one of these boys, these professors played football for me on the Redskins. I guess he was around 11 or 12 back in the 70s. I call him Billy Bob. You call him Professor Bob. Well, with any successful endeavor, you can have the guys that keep the wheel going, you can have the guys that plan ahead, you can have fantastic professors, but you have to have an exceptional leader. And you have the best. Dr. Mark Escamilla. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are married, you men, I should say. We're women too, but I'm going to talk to men. Because behind every successful man, there is a wonderful wife. And Jody, stand up and welcome Ms. Escamilla, please. And Mark has a couple of boys too. I see Ben out there talking. Well, I'm trying to talk, but that's okay. I'll get you later. Ben, stand up. Is Lucas here? But even more wonderful is that Mark's mom is here. Ms. Escamilla, Susan Escamilla, please. There you go. Has everybody seen the guy with the rope yet? Good. I just heard Dr. Escamilla muttering something about find the guy with the rope. Well, as you heard from Dr. Escamilla, I had the honor of playing football at Ray when we won the state championship. We had some fantastic football players. I got to play at Del Mar in 1960. If it hadn't been for that football scholarship, I don't think I would have been able to go to college at that year. How many of you really know something about football? Let me see your hands. Even you guys up there, who knows football? None of you know football? Okay. Well, for y'all that know football, I played two very specific positions. I played left out and way back. For those of you who do not know football, that meant I was the star bench warmer. But I did get to play in all the games. Del Mar at that time, Del Mar only played football for 13 years. And the team I played on had a running back. It was probably the very best, definitely in the top 2 or 3. His name was Jack Cooper. And Jack was an exceptional football player. And he's my brother-in-law. And he told me he'd send me a real healthy chick if I mentioned his name and how great he was. So Jack, I know what he's going to say. The check's in the mail. I'm going to get a little serious now. I'm absolutely sure that each one of you will be successful. The most important question is, how do you define success? How do you define success? At my age, I look back at the 4 basic qualities that I observed in the most successful people I ever knew. I would love to give you the keys to success, but I can't. But I feel that these 4 basic qualities can lead you there. The number one key that I tried to develop in my life, and the one that I observed number one in the people that I totally admire, was to have a deep anchor in life. I said anchor. Like it or not, life has its ups and downs, its storms. And during tough times, you're going to get battered and tossed around if you don't have a deep anchor. My personal deep anchor consists of 4 things. True friends, my church that has some wonderful people. And most important to me, the 2 things, is I have a strong belief in a relationship with God. He's my rock in my good times, and he's always with me in the good times. Secondly, part of my deep anchor is my family. I was born to 2 loving parents who taught me manners, how to be respectful to others. Neither one of them graduated out of high school, so they pushed me very strongly for an education. They wanted me to be the first one in the family to go to college and to graduate, and I did. There were some hard times financially, and emotionally. My father was an alcoholic, and my mother suffered from severe bouts of depression. But God put some wonderful people in my life. Teachers, coaches, ministers, MDs, butchers, mechanics. I can't tell you all the different people. It took me 20 or 25 years to figure out God had put these people in my life, and we call them mentors. Keep your eyes on kids. They're out there for you too. And they can sure help you. As a teenager, I had two specific goals. One was to have a home, not a house. And the other was to have a strong, loving family. To me, that was the definition of success. My late wife and I have three great sons. They've turned into wonderful men. And I'm extremely proud of them, as you can imagine. And we finally got our girls, three boys. My wife wanted the girls so bad. Well, she finally got when my son's married, so I have two daughter-in-laws, and one of them's here right now. And I have been blessed with 5 fantastic grandchildren, 3 boys and 2 girls. And one of the girls is here tonight. She's a sophomore at Flower Bluff. She plays on the softball team, and she hit 9 home runs this year. Sarah? Hurry. All right, grandparents, I'll show you all the pictures later. I also have 2 spiritual adopted sons who I'm very, very proud of. Their parents let us, Lucille and I, adopt them, if you will. One went to Carroll High School, the U.S. Naval Academy, where he graduated. He became a Marine fighter pilot. Now, he makes me feel real low because he's got kids in college and he's retired. I'm going to tell you about this other son in a little bit. So we've talked a little bit about the anchor. Remember I said there were 4 things. The second quality that I observe in successful people is probably the most important thing of all. And it's to develop the highest level of integrity. Integrity is truth, honesty, trustworthiness, being dependable, and striving for excellence. In other words, it's real simple. Integrity is doing what is right. And your integrity is the best description of the real you. So always take the high road. Always purpose to walk in integrity. A man told me that 45 years ago, and it stuck. Always purpose to walk in integrity. Now, the third quality that I've observed in highly successful people, we call, or I call, our 6th and 7th senses. Now, we all know we have 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, hearing, touch, taste. Well, there's 2 more. One's called common sense. With it, you'll go a long way. Without it, it won't be much fun, guys. And the other one, if you're going to survive, is called a sense of humor. Now, common sense is essential because it basically is knowing right from wrong. And it's always doing what's right. It's accepting responsibility and making wise choices. Don't do anything that's going to harm somebody else. And I can tell you that common sense is one of the most significant signs of a successful person. And the sense of humor speaks for itself, but if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh. And the final quality of successful people I found is to have passion and compassion. You have to have passion for your life calling. I love what I do. I truly love my profession. And you must love yours too, or you're not going to be happy. Passion is going all out for the people in your life. Compassion is taking care of others who you might not even really know. That's why we were put on this earth for. Kids who were put here to take care of others. And the people that stand the highest, in my view, are the ones that stoop to raise a child. Your talents can be shared. And yes, your money. Just think, 700 of you, just think if everybody put $1 in a bucket tonight. Think about the scholarship that could go to a kid next fall. $1. Don't think that little dollar is not going to help, because it will. So now you know, strong anchor, integrity, common sense and a sense of humor, and passion and compassion. Will that bring you success? Yes, it will. Because real success in life is being happy and helping others. Each of you were put here for a purpose. Fulfill that purpose, and you will find happiness and success. Now, a little tiny bit more about the Del Mar football team. In '59, Del Mar won the Pioneer Conference Championship and played in the little Rose Bowl, the Junior Rose Bowl, and they lost. The next year, we were 10-0, and we were invited to the little Sugar Bowl, or some call it the Junior Sugar Bowl of New Orleans. Now, folks, that was 65 years ago, 1960. And America was a totally different place then. Totally different place then. We received an invitation to go to this Junior College Bowl, but it had one stipulation. We will invite you all to play in the little Sugar Bowl, but you'll have to leave your black player at home. Now, our black player had graduated from Miller. His name was Lewis. He was a heck of a defensive end. And he got up and he told these guys, you guys are sophomores, obviously, diligent, need to go there and play because it will be a showcase for you. For a bunch of four-year college football teams. And the coaches said, okay, we're going to have a silent vote, or secret vote, I should say. So we all got ballots. And the ballots, without any question, that I've ever been as a football player or as a Del Mar Viking, is that vote came back totally unanimously. We stayed home. We did not go. I know y'all are getting anxious, and I know the guy with the rope's got to get close. I mentioned earlier that I had two adopted sons. Remember the other one? Neil Rubin was a Marine pilot. Well, the other one I met when he was about 16 in the late 80s. A friend and I were taking some mainly senior football players up to Concan. Y'all know what Concan is, the Frio River? We were taking up there on the Frio before two-a-day football practice started. I happened to pick this boy up. And when I came, he threw a duffel bag in the back of the Suburban and a sleeping bag. And he got in the back seat with this huge sack, grocery sack. Well, it smelled good. I said, what you got in the sack, son? He said, well, my mama got up at 5 this morning and made homemade flour tortillas. And these are bacon, egg, and potato toppings. I think there's 18 here, sir. I said, you're in the front seat, this kid up here's in the back seat. We became very, very close friends during that trip. He wanted to be in law enforcement. He tore a knee up playing football. He was really disappointed. But with the guidance of his family and friends, and a couple of minutes from the hour of power, he found a different direction to take his passion and to make a difference in others' lives. His dad owned a muffler shop just a few doors down from the highway. Does everybody know where the highway restaurant is? If you don't know where the highway is, you don't live in Corpus. Anyway, they had 5 kids and they helped send every one of them to college. 3 of those kids are in education. 1 owns her own business. And the other one's in hospital administration. This man that I'm talking about had compassion for his calling, compassion for others. He had common sense and integrity. He has a strong faith and a wonderful family, and you know him. He's the president of the university right here. It's Marcus and him. Forgive me for not saying doctor, but that's my son. Okay, somebody time out. Time out, 2 minutes. At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we gave. Not our competence, but our character. Not our success, but our significance in others' lives. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. 40 years ago, a high school and teacher and coach from Bishop, Texas, taught me something I have never, ever forgotten. I want you to listen to me. It's the only time I'm going to get tough. You didn't have to take notes, by the way. And I'm not going to give you a test, because life is. But this Bishop coach taught me this. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Don't ever forget that. Were some of these guys behind me, did they go to sleep? Did they fall asleep back here? I don't want to climb. I wish you guys success. And from an old Dolly Parton song, I think y'all are old enough to know who Dolly Parton is. One of her old songs kind of ends with, I wish you happiness, and I wish you love. And by the way, the party, did we talk about the first? If we're going to the beach and there's going to be a bonfire, I like real cold dose of cold Dr. Pepper. Thank you guys, it was fun.